We're all worried about energy bills, and many of us are looking for alternatives like solar power. But is it really worth it, and will it save you money? That's what I'm going to find out. The owner of this house in Milton Keynes has had enough of high fuel bills. He's decided to take the plunge and have solar panels fitted to his roof. Gerald, why have you decided to have solar panels installed on your house?
We've got a large roof space, which is pointing more or less due south. It's just east of south. We're fairly unshaded here. There's no other buildings around, and I thought it might be a good idea to save some money from electricity from an environmental point of view.
So actually, these panels here, how much power is that going to give you? Is that going to be able to run your entire home?
No, I should imagine it will be about 50%.
It costs around £15,000 to install panels on a typical house like this. The manufacturers say they should last at least 25 years. The government, which is committed to reducing the country's carbon footprint, wants more of us to fit solar panels, and that's why it recently introduced a big financial incentive. In April 2010, the government introduced something called the feed-in tariff. That means householders like Gerald get a guaranteed fixed sum for every unit of energy they produce. Obviously, the amount you get depends on the size and the number of panels you have. The system pays you for generating power. You also get money off your electricity bill, and you can get extra by selling any power you don't need to the national grid. According to the Energy Saving Trust, that makes a grand total of £920 a year for the average house. Without the subsidy, it would take Gerald decades to pay back the cost of his panels. With the subsidy, it should take only around 12 years. So Gerald, we've got some electricity bills here. How much have you been paying for your electricity up until now?
About £120 a quarter.
And by getting the solar installation, what do you think you're going to save annually?
If we use 50% and export 50%, we should get about £200 savings on our electricity bill over 12 months.
Would you have embarked on this if it hadn't been for the government subsidy?
No, I don't think so. It's very important. The government subsidy is very important incentive for people to install solar panels.
The subsidy does seem to be working. Around 50,000 people installed panels over the last year. Business is booming for this solar panel company in Leighton Buzzard. They're currently fitting panels on about 10 houses a month. Have you seen a real sea change since the government introduced the feed-in tariff? Are more people signing up for this?
Yes, I'm pleased to say they are. We've made such excellent moves towards, becoming a low-carbon economy here in the UK. I think it would dramatically affect the industry. But why the subsidy is good is because, it's a reward for people to take their savings and invest it in their home and making energy, which is a better long-term goal for the UK anyway. If you think it's a fad, anybody that's travelled to Europe, if we look at the Scandinavian countries in particular, Germany, Austria, we are so far behind. We are dramatically behind those economies and markets. And I think that it will become the norm in the same way that you would expect to buy an energy efficient house now if it was manufactured today or built today. You would expect things like double glazing, roof insulation, cavity wall insulation. These are all things that help to decrease our energy consumption quite substantially.